guys, welcome back to our channel, Everything Mel and Sophie. Now this video is actually not going to be about my little boo-boo. This is going to be when my little boo-boo was inside of me. I usually get a lot of questions about like, how did I know I was pregnant? Did I know before I missed my period? Did I know before I took a pregnancy test? And just pretty much like the earliest signs of pregnancy. I know some of my friends asked, some people just like in general, they just asked what I felt before I knew I was pregnant, if I felt different. My friends sometimes ask because they think that they're pregnant or they want to be pregnant. So usually I do not have a regular period. I am very irregular. I don't necessarily get my period every month. It just depends. So like if I work out, I don't get my period. If I'm eating extremely healthy, I don't get my period. Oh, Sophie, you're killing me. So it kind of depends with me. So with me, it wasn't the whole I missed my period, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant. No, with me, it was like I started acting different. I started to feel like there was something wrong with my body. So the first thing, I guess that now I can look back and I'm just like, that's why I was acting that way, is that I was bringing up kids a lot. So I would just look at Eric and I'd be like, hey, what if I'm pregnant? He'd be like, you're pregnant. And I'm like, okay. That was easy. And he'd just be like, nah, you'd be pregnant and we'd have a baby. Like, that was it. And I would like, then I started talking about like, you know, like what we would do, like where we would move to, if we would move to like a more family area, or if we would stay up here where, you know, like it's kind of like universities are all around us. And we both agreed that we'd stay up here until we graduated, and then we'd move into a more family-based area. But like it was constant. I would just be like, hey, what would you do if I was pregnant? Like, what if I have a baby? Like, what if we have a baby? What would you do? Like, do you want a boy? Do you want a girl? Like, it was just like those types of conversations that you have after you find out that you are gonna have a baby. And like I even like asked him like what we would name our kids, what he would want to name our kids. It was just like, it was a lot. Like I really got like super like into like what if I was pregnant. And that was like the first thing. So I was bringing that stuff up, and I usually never bring that stuff up because I never, you know, would be like, I'm gonna have a baby one day. Like, no, I was just like, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna have a baby because what if I can't have a baby? You know, like I never wanted to like get my hopes up and then something go wrong, because I don't think I would be able to handle that. So props to everyone else that can, because that just I wouldn't be able to. So that was the first thing. The second thing was that I have always been really sensitive to smells. So that's another thing that I really couldn't be like, you know, like what if I'm pregnant with certain smells, because there's this one smell that just would make me nauseous, and it was Eric's. But it wasn't Eric's smell, it was his job. So he is a manager at Pizza Hut, and he would come home and he would smell like Pizza Hut, and I'd just be like, you need to take a shower, because I can't smell you. I can't, like, I couldn't. And like it would just make me nauseous, it would make my head hurt. I'd just be like, babe. So that was one thing, and I knew that that was different because he had always like worked there. He had been working there for a few months. So I was like, that's weird. Like, usually, like, your smell doesn't bother me. So I was like, have you been taking a shower? Like, I just, you know, like, kind of, like, why does your smell, like, make me sick? Then, hey, hot stuff. Then it was, he brought home a pizza one day. And it was a Veggie Lovers. And that thing, like, I bit into it and I ate it, like, nothing was wrong. A few minutes later, I was like, I do not feel good. Like, I feel sick, and it was just, like, it was bad. Like, I was just like, ugh, I don't feel good. Like, I feel nauseous. Like, 10 minutes later, I threw up, but just, like, threw up the whole entire pizza, everything that I ate in the toilet. And I was like, that's super weird. So a few, like, days go past, and it's still the smell, and I'm still bringing up, like, a lot of, like, what if I'm pregnant, what if we have a baby, and then, what else happened? So my body started to change, but not change as in I was getting fatter, I was getting a baby bump. No, it started to change as in I was looking good. Like, I lost weight, and usually, like, you know, that should have been a sign, because I was losing weight without even, I was losing weight without working out. So I guess I should have looked at that, like, and been like, why am I losing weight? But it was the summer though, so who knows. But I was losing weight, so, like, my stomach was getting flatter, and I was wearing swimsuits, and I was looking good, and my boobs weren't hurting. Like, I know some people say, like, oh, my boobs started hurting before I took the pregnancy test. No, my boobs were not hurting. So to me, I was just like, there's something wrong with me. And then I started to get sick. I felt like I was just coming down with a cold. I don't, like, maybe, like I knew that there was something. I knew that I was like, there's, like, something wrong with me. There's something that, I don't know, like, I do not feel okay. My aunt had seen me, and she just told me this about a few weeks ago. She said that day that she saw me, she wanted to ask me if I was pregnant. And I was just like, what do you mean? And she was like, you just looked different. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I had lost weight. So I was like, instead of gaining weight, I was losing weight. So how would you even know that I was pregnant? She was like, I don't know, but I asked my mom, and I was like, don't you think Melissa's pregnant? And she was like, it looks like it. But they were like, maybe she's not, because I hadn't said anything. So another thing, a few things are, I know it was, like, getting to the beginning of summer, but I would get, like, really hot, and I would get super tired really easily, and I blamed that on, like, you know, I had basic training during the summer, so I might be, like, you know, like, psychologically scarred from basic training. Like, I was getting really, really hot and, like, really tired, like, out of breath, which is very weird for me. Because, you know, like, my parents like to go hiking. We used to go hiking all the time. My boobs started to hurt, and they were, like, really getting, like, sore, and, like, they were, I don't know what it felt like, but it was feeling so weird, and they were getting a little bit bigger. So my back started to hurt. My back hurt a lot, and I didn't have back problems. So for my back to be hurting, I was like, ugh, like, what is this? What is happening? I felt like I was getting old. I was like, what did I do? Like, did I fall? Did I sleep on it wrong? But my back was hurting a lot. What else? I also, I had to pee, like, constantly. So that was one thing that was very weird because usually I could hold my pee in. To me, like, how I knew that I was pregnant before taking the pregnancy test is that I could just feel it. Like, I felt like, I don't know, like, I felt like a little mommy, like, just, like, was risen inside of me. Like, I felt like there was something else in me that I was going to care for. So, I think that's one thing, like, when I would get in the car and Eric would be driving, or anyone would be driving, and if I felt like they didn't brake like with enough room, I would put my hand out and I'd be like, I'd brace, like, as if a car was about to hit us. Like, it was like I was being way more cautious than I normally would have. To me, it felt like I was being super cautious. It was like I was caring for someone else more than just myself, and I didn't know why. I mean, now I do, but it was like right when like Sophie started to form, I started to like just take a lot more care of myself. Like, we would go like walking, and like I really like cherished like my relationship. Like, if I saw something sad, I would just cry. Like, it was just a lot of things that, like, now that I look back at, or like once I found out that I was pregnant, I was like, I could understand why I was doing the things that I was doing. I was being way more cautious. I was trying to eat right. It's like you suddenly feel this urge to take care of yourself because there's something inside of you. And I didn't know that there was something inside of me. I didn't know that Sophie was in there until I think week 6. I'm really not even sure. Since like I felt like I was pregnant from way before, it's like just a feeling that you have. I wasn't that person to be like, I'm not gonna eat junk food, like I'm not gonna eat grease. No, like that's not me. I like everything fried. You have that like motherly instinct, like you just hit in the face with motherhood. That's how you're gonna feel like whenever you have a baby inside of you, because some people don't. It was like a lot of little things that now like I look back at and I'm like, I should have known that I was pregnant way before.
If you haven't subscribed to this channel, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you are new or old, if you just haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. Like this video. If you don't like this video, give it a thumbs down. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment below why you did or why you didn't like it. Comment what you would want to see next. If you want to see something about little So-So over there, or if you want any videos about like mommy talk and everything, or just let me know what you think. Bye. Bye guys. See you in the next video.